district get debris removal. FEMA does not reimburse the county for debris removal in gated communities.
Thank you, Patricia. Excuse me. That is an issue that we've been working on, and any of you in gated communities are more than happy to try to work with you on that. This has been a crash course in trying to learn where you can get money, how to work everything out, all the rules, as we've been seeing each other almost as much as in session, just going to various meetings, being on conference calls, trying to see how it's going to work, where the money is going to be, and how do we go ahead and apply for the money coming out of Washington for the community development block grant money that's coming down. Some of that will go through the general land office. It's been unclear exactly, but the more and more those rules are getting written, as George P. Bush told us the other day, there was still, that money, the $7.4 billion was still stuck in with HUD, and they were waiting to hear what the price tag of Irma would be before they would even write the rules and send us the money, which is very frustrating. I appreciated the way that day that Symphonia Thompson stood up and said people are hurting, and that's what I'm really seeing, that people are hurting and what they're being told that it may be months to more than just debris removal. The people that say, I'm going to be homeless on the 25th of September. I talk to people that tell me that, and it makes me feel like, oh my, there are worse problems even than debris removal, for sure. So I am pleased that during the regular session we restored $123 million to the governor's emergency bill, which of course is funding mechanisms for life critical issues. They already have spent about $700 million, but I was on the phone for a good amount of time with Ashley Morgan from the governor's staff, and that money is mostly spent on saving lives and not on recovery, debris removal. So we keep making those calls, figuring out where all can that money come from. I'm also pleased that we all work to save the Economic Stabilization Fund, the Rainy Day Fund, because now, as we all agree, we have really had a big rainy day, and this is what we've saved it for. So we will definitely be working with all the different groups to see where we can find that money.
Kevin, because I live in a gated community.
Can I answer that question?
And you're my state rep, so.
I will answer. It came to my attention because a friend in this room actually posted a message. Hey, debris, the private contractors are picking up debris in the gated communities. So I immediately called our dear friend, Commissioner Cagle. I said, what's the story? The reason that they're not is because in a gated community, it's recognized as a private road, and therefore it falls outside the FEMA's criteria of repayment. So what was done subsequently is an exception has been applied for by the county for an exemption to be able to pick up that debris. And here's my argument. Those folks pay property, they pay taxes. Okay? I don't care the status of the road. The reality is there's debris, they pay taxes, the private contractors should pick them up, and the county should be reimbursed. President Trump has acknowledged publicly that FEMA is going to reimburse the counties and the cities 90%, where typically it's a 75% reimbursement. But here's some things we risked. First of all, the county did a great job, you guys, in opening for unincorporated Harris County a dump site where we individually can take our debris. Okay? That's great, but here's the downside. That's another exception to FEMA in terms of them not reimbursing that we're going to have to deal with. What I've asked Commissioner Cagle and Judge Emmett is, let me know an estimate of what you believe the county, and I asked the same thing with TA of ISDs, what the out-of-pocket expense is going to be. The first committee that will meet will be the Appropriations Committee. And when I go down to Austin to meet, I'm going to take that number, okay, and we're going to have a discussion. Because it's not right when the county's taking care of constituents, not to reimburse them. Second of all, it's not right in an unincorporated county where we don't have NRG and George R. Brown. Our school districts and our church came to save the community. The Berry Center opened, the Klein Multipurpose Center. They didn't have to, but they did, and they have expenses. And I have sent a letter to TEA requesting that they be reimbursed for those actual costs. For what it's worth, I sent a letter to the governor asking him to delay the implementation of the Hellstorm bill until January. Still waiting on a response.
We're almost out of time. I'm going to read a couple of these questions. They're not going to have a chance to answer them up